Hey everybody, welcome in. It's Ed the Trainer. In this week's episode, the benefits of keeping score and why I pay my kids a commission rather than an allowance. That's what's up next on this week's Tips on Tuesday. This past weekend, my kids' Pee Wee soccer team got pasted by their opponent, and my 8-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son were actually shell-shocked after the game by the 6-2 scoreline. Yeah, they play on the same team. My son's playing up a couple of years because he's played before and he's a pretty tough kid, so he holds his own. Their team, on the other hand, was what we call outclassed on Saturday. And in soccer parlance, what this means is just that the other team was much more skillful, and they actually played as if they knew what they were doing. And while I'm not sure that the league officially keeps score, all the kids knew that they'd been badly beaten. But now, here's the best part. For much of the rest of the day, my kids were talking about how much they needed to work on their skills and how much more they needed to practice in order to gain a better result next week. Of course, as their dad, I did mention to both of them that they'd worked very hard during the game and that they were very determined, but, wait for it, that sometimes that's just not enough. That things aren't always equal or fair, and often, in order to succeed, not only do you have to work hard, but you also need to work to get better and be better. In a similar vein, my wife and I have always attempted to teach this lesson in our home every day. We do this by offering up a menu of jobs around the house that each of them can do with a corresponding commission that is paid. This means there's no allowance, but instead, if they need some money, they can compete with one another for the work that's available. If one kid's more motivated, he or she will earn more. That week, at least. You see, payday comes every Sunday, and the kids take pride in earning their pay and even sometimes take pride in the fact that they've out-earned one of their siblings. Now, I know to some this may seem a little extreme, especially at this age, but personally, I'd rather they have an expectation now that life isn't fair, that it's not easy, that life, while it doesn't come with a bow, can be a gift. And I get that some may disagree with this approach, and that's okay. Actually, our version of this is inspired from a Dave Ramsey approach, and he certainly is a lightning rod for some, but to each his own. And while we absolutely preach the importance of team and sharing, a strong emphasis on personal responsibility is definitely fostered in our little weekly competition. In my house, if my wife would allow me to, I'd have all 3 of my kids competing for those last few of Aunt Kathy's Easter cookies we have left over. How about you? Is your day filled with thoughts about someone else having more or getting more, or are you more focused on making the most of every opportunity that you can? Are you upset about the perceived lack of quality of your leads? Or are you making the best of what you have? Better yet, are you making your own opportunities? Are you able to recognize how truly fortunate you are, and through that positive outlook, able to focus on how you can make the most of it? Let's remove the phrase, "it's not fair," from our vocabularies. In fact, in my house, saying it actually may lead to a timeout. But, of course, in my house, cookies are for closers. Speaking of which, the question of the week. Okay, what's your favorite type of cookie? An easy one this week. For me, depending on the mood that I'm in, either a classic chocolate chip or a Julie Joy peanut butter cookie. Let me know yours, and I'll select a winner from everybody's entries at the end of the day. Hopefully, you're getting a little hungry here on a Tuesday morning, right? Again, I really appreciate everyone's time today. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon.